So let everybody know on film though, my name is Chris Kane. I am a youth coordinator for the Washington, Iowa YMCA. And Becky Harkema, my YMCA director, asked me to share the story with you guys. And to let you guys know, and on the joke that I usually tell when I give public speeches is that I don't like public speeches. I don't do well, I think, talking in front of crowds, but Becky kind of encourages me to, which is good because it's a fear. We should all get over our fears. But I usually start off with a joke, and the joke is that I have such a strong fear of public speaking that if this was a funeral, I'd prefer to be the guy in the casket than the guy giving the eulogy in front of everybody. I think he's got the hardest job probably in the world. But Becky has asked me to share my YMCA story with you guys, and I'm really honored to do so. And I hope it means something to people out there, and it helps with whatever you got going on. And I always started with my past because that's really what helped me get to where I'm at today. Because I didn't grow up in the best places, in a sense. Like, we grew up really poor. My parents got divorced when I was real young, and my mom got custody of me and my little sister, and we moved, and she never really got that job that really provided for us. So it led to us, almost living on the streets more than one occasion. There were things that I did in my younger days, that I wish I didn't have to, but I had to do some things just to provide for my sister and I to just, be able to eat for a day or something along those lines. And it was really rough. This continued on for many years, and I don't really want to drag you too far into it, but the reason why I bring that up is because the YMCA has allowed me to provide for my family to where my children don't have to experience that type of hardship in their life. It's really meant a lot to me. It's really sad to say that I was in the military. I did the Army right out of high school, and when I was deployed in Iraq, I still made such little money that I was on food stamps. And and it's great that there's public systems there to help you out and that type of stuff, but there's a pride issue. You want to be able to provide for your family, and it means that you don't have to rely on those types of things, and that's where the Y has really stepped in for me. Becky, when we first approached the Y, we were on the scholarship. The Y has a scholarship, and it's so awesome because growing up as a kid, I always saw the Y as a country club, the Y. No one really told me about this kind of stuff when I was younger, and I always saw it as a place you had to have money to be a part of. And it stinks because when you grow up poor, the saddest thing I can really tell you about when you grow up in a poor situation is that's what you think you will always be. So here I was as a younger kid, thinking that I was white trash, and I was always going to be white trash. And it was because I didn't have any positive leadership around me. Mom was always gone, and God bless her heart, and I know to God that she loves me and my sister, and and wanted better for us, but she did what she could just for us to get by. And when you see those types of things, you don't set goals for yourself. You see Mom, busting her hump just to put food on the table every once in a while, and that's what, in a sense, kind of becomes your goal. It's okay, if I survive this, I'll be okay. I don't have to make millions. I'm not going to be able to make millions. I'm not going to be educated. I'm not going to have anybody who's going to say, hey, Chris, you want this great job to where you'll make millions of dollars and never have to worry about anything again. It's not the way the world works. And so you sit and you fall into that rut, in a sense, if you can call it that, because that's how you see yourself. You see yourself as just, I'm one of the trash kids, and that's what I'm going to be growing up, and I'll probably just have that 10 to 11 o'clock at night job, probably working in a factory somewhere, making nothing, and so you don't strive for anything. And then the things in my life that changed were, and I'll share them with you, were three things. One, it was having my first daughter at 16, because that taught me that I can no longer live my life based off of choices for myself, because now I have to think of another individual who depends on me. The second one was my father-in-law, who taught me that I can't make excuses. I can say I don't have money, or I can say I can go out and rake a yard or shovel some snow and make some more money. And then there was the military that gave me the self-confidence to achieve things in my life. And that's where the Y met me. So after, I was telling you guys, I met Becky Harkema. We didn't make a whole lot of money. So we got in on the scholarship program, which I was so thankful for, because I love my children to death, and I can't be there 24/7. I can install in them, you know, as many good traditions or good beliefs or good morals or ideas, you know, and try to surround them with like the positive people, but I can't be there 24/7. And so I'm thankful that there's places like the YMCA where I know that the kids can go to, and if they act a fool there, someone's gonna say something to them, someone's gonna put them in check, because that's what the Y is there for. Like the Y is a community-minded organization, and so after being members for a little bit and talking to Becky, we realized that there was these kids kind of like me growing up, you know, coming to the Y, and they didn't really have a whole lot going on for them, and so we talked about starting up some programming stuff, and since then, like, you know, I'm blessed to say, like, I no longer use like government assistance and stuff like that, because like through the YMCA I'm able to provide for my family as well as do things for kids that I didn't have growing up. Like we have third graders, and because we have the YMCA and we have programming, they can come into the Y now, not be on the streets, and we surround them with that type of leadership, that type of positivity that you need at such a young age. Like we have kids that have, you know, they come from broken homes where they get yelled at by mom or dad, or maybe mom and dad is never there and no one's there to cook for them or take care of them, or, you know, tell them that you're awesome or love them and stuff. And so that's what we do, and it's really cool, and I love doing it, and I really couldn't see myself doing anything else. And it's amazing to be able to share this with you guys. And like I said, I really hope that it touches you and lets you know that the things you do in life are important, not so much for yourself, but for other people. Sorry, there's a famous quote. And I'm sorry I can't think of who said it, but I want to leave you with some final words, and that is, a life doesn't matter except for how it influences another life. Meaning that what you do in life isn't important except for how it helps others, and that's what the YMCA is about. The YMCA is about helping people, and it's about helping youth. And I think that's something that's you know, worth changing. And so I thank you. I don't really know what else to say right now, but yeah.